Welcome back to the channel. I'm Mike from Northwest School of Fly Fishing, the old fish hobo. I want to talk to you today about winter fishing in particular. It's 31 degrees out right now, and I don't know what part of the country you live in, but where I live here in Idaho, I fish year-round here. And it's cold right now. It's that time of year again when we're going to get cold every time we go out. And unfortunately, I'm fishing with a guy today whose hands are just frozen. And he's complaining about his hands being cold all the time. And we just get cold hands. And there's a number of ways that you can do to get your hands warm. You can put gloves on. But you know what happens with you put gloves on. Nylon gloves or soft Polartec gloves. They get hooked on your hooks. And it's hard to thread things with them. So a lot of guys will go to fingerless. And they'll deal with the fingerless so that they can do that. And if you catch a fish, you get your hands wet. You know, if you're like me and I like to release my fish without the net when I can, that becomes a problem. I know guys that wear wetsuit type gloves, and I know guys that wear these surgical gloves that go over their hands, and whatever it is you use, a lot of guys do it, and I don't know two guys that do the same thing. But for me, what works best for me is I wear these muffs or mittens where you can put both hands in. And not only do I use these muffs, but I use a rechargeable heater. And this one brand is called Savior. And I've been fishing all day long on one battery on high. And every time my hands get cold, I can just stick my rod under my armpit and I can stick my hands in here and just get toasty warm. It takes about a minute for my hands to warm back up. And when I got warm hands, I can fish. Now if I land a fish to get my hands wet, I have a little dish towel here that I keep on the side and I can dry my hands off. And I mean dry them to the really dry. They're still cold. They go back into the muffs here. And this is what I've been using for quite a few years. I can't wear gloves for all the reasons I told you. The perfect glove are mittens that kind of go over everything. But, you know, that kind of defeats the purpose. This way my hands are warm. Anytime they start getting cold, I take a break, I warm them up, and when I'm all done warming them up, my hands go out and I can use them again. Until my hands start getting used to the cold, and they can stay out longer. This takes care of everything. I can tie flies on. I don't have to worry about getting hooked on my gloves. I got the dexterity in my casting. And it gets cold, goes under there and in right here. In this particular one, they're really simple. It just has a battery and unplugs. These are you can take them home and recharge them in USB port on your computer, on your wall. You just plug it in right there. Inside here is an on button. I click it to high or hot. And then if I really want to, and I do, I can carry extra batteries so that I can have this on high all day long. And towards the end of the afternoon, like I'm rolling around about 3:30 right now, I can just take that old battery out, pop a new one in, and I'm good till it gets dark. So there's a lot of ways to warm your hands. The best way really is to build a fire. But we can't do that. We're on the river, and all the years I've been doing this, I stumbled upon this back in the day before we had rechargeable batteries and high-tech stuff like this. We would take hand warmers that you crush up. And I'd crush up 3 of these and stick them in there. Put my hands in there and I could warm those up. But they have a very short life, so it's nothing to go through 15 or 16 or 17 of those crush up hand warmers. And then some guys use the opened kind that recharge that way, and they'll stick that in here. But these aren't very expensive. So there's many ways to warm your hands. If your digits are warm and your toes are warm, you're going to be able to fish all day long. I hope this helps you on the river, something for you to think about, because these are important. So give that a thought. You can find these on Amazon. They range anywhere from 20 bucks up to 50. And at least try it, and it'll be a little more effective for you. Hope this helps, and I'll see you on the river.